There is a lot of information out there about the coronavirus, a lot of it good, a lot of it bad. A lot of people are seeing and sharing pretty much everything they see on social media. Things like drinking water, eating garlic, certain medicines that can cure coronavirus. Some of this stuff true, some of it definitely is not true. So joining us this morning is Dr. SHARON Thompson of Central Phoenix Obstetrics and Gynecology. Good morning to you. I see that you're at work.
Good morning. Yes. In my office.
I'm wondering, as a doctor who is obviously still working, are your patients at least coming to you going, okay, I heard this, is this true?
I'm getting a lot of that, thank goodness, because a lot of what we're seeing on the internet is myth, made up. I'm not sure where these stories are coming from. And I would caution people because some of it can be dangerous. So there's myths out there that if you spray yourself with chlorine or Lysol, you won't get the virus. And please don't do that because those chemicals are caustic. That's why they clean surfaces. So we definitely don't want them in our skin, and we definitely don't want to breathe them in. So some of these myths can be dangerous.
And use your common sense too. I mean, not a lot of this stuff we understand. A lot of this stuff can go way over our heads. But I mean, if you do have a doctor who's available, it is important to ask them because they can usually give you good information. Now, we just talked to Chris. He heads up the Arizona Broadcasters Association, and they're holding a town hall. They're going to take thousands of questions from the general public, questions that need to be answered. I know the governor is going to be there. Dr. Kara Chris is going to be there. And I did ask him this morning where he thought all the bad information was coming from. And with you in your particular field, where do you feel like people are getting the bad information? Social media, obviously one of them. But what do you think? What do you think people are getting all this bad info from?
I mean, I think that, in the absence of information, people will fill in. And so I think that that's part of what's happening. And people are trying to suppose what they think is going on. And, I don't think people have nefarious motives, but their suppositions are not fact. So we have to look at what we know. We're dealing with a virus, and we know how viruses spread. This particular virus is spread by droplets, so it's not spread because of 5G, right? We've never in the history of the world stopped a virus by drinking water, so that's not going to work. So like you said, we have to keep applying our common sense, and in the absence of knowing particulars about this virus, think about what we know about other viruses, the ones that we've come into contact with.
Right.
You stay away from people who are coughing and sneezing. You have to wash your hands frequently, clean off surfaces. That's true for preventing flu. So let's use that same common sense for this virus until we learn more about the specifics of this virus.
My last question to you is, as a doctor, how are you feeling are you feeling really confident that we're going to eventually get to the other side of this? I mean, obviously we got at least until the end of April. Are you feeling confident? A lot of us are feeling helpless when it comes to this, especially when we see these numbers every day.
I mean, I think it's good to ask the question about when will this end. But remember, this is a virus, and so viruses spread. What we can take confidence in is that the things that we can do can help us.
Yeah.
So staying away from people who are coughing and sneezing actually does help. It seems like it's very little, but it does. Washing your hands can actually help you. And the other thing is, if you become ill, call the people who you've been in contact with and let them know so that they can refrain from going out to the grocery store and potentially infecting other people before they become ill. So there are things that we can do to reduce our risk, and those things do work.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to look at these numbers and feel like, nothing's working, throw your hands up. Those things are in fact working. What we're seeing is the fact that nothing is 100%. So we're seeing a few more cases every day until we get our arms around this. But it's not everybody. So the things we're doing are working.
And it's good to hear you say that as a medical professional. Dr. SHARON Thompson, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.